Hello, darkness, my old friend. Are we all live? Can we all... Can we all hear each other? How's everyone doing tonight?
Good.
Good.
I've got a feeling that this game's going to be a good game. No, hi everybody. I'm done dancing on the countdown, and we are ready for some 2cGaming Dragonflight Kickstarter promotional game. I'm your host tonight and Dungeon Master Grant Ellis, the bad boy of D&D. Not role-playing games, because that's GM Jim McClure. We have an amazing cast tonight made up of some of my favorite role players in the world. You've listened to me gush about them for at least 10 minutes on the countdown. So why don't we go around and introduce each other? Let's go ahead and start with Ethan, the Super Robot Bear. Hi, Ethan. How are you tonight?
Hello. Doing great. Ready to be a Durgan.
A Durgan.
Dragon. Durgan.
Roar!
Ah.
Yeah, we'll talk. I'm
going to be playing.
Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah. I was gonna say we'll introduce part of what you're playing now, and then the rest during part of the game.
Which part are we doing now?
Yeah.
Introduce who you are. Just sort of maybe your dragon's name, maybe what color they are, and their favorite dessert.
I will be playing Blue, the Blue Dragon. Their favorite dessert is, I think, hyena. Raised.
It's a delicacy.
And then candied and onions.
Candied hyena with onions. Caramelized hyena. And to the right of Ethan on your screen is the great Charlie, who just finished hosting Roll Up. That was an amazing show.
Thank you. I had the best guest in the form of Zippy Zippo, who can just talk about games in the most inspiring way for so long, and I appreciate him so much for doing that. I am playing a bronze dragon today called Ro, which is short for a longer name, but that's not so important. And yeah, I'm super excited. I got to talk about this game on Roll Up a couple of weeks ago with Will. And we get to be a dragon. Has anyone seen this memo? We get to be dragons. I think it's about the most exciting thing you could do in D&D. Get to be a dragon. I mean, you can be a dragon and own a dungeon, then that's really, completing the circle.
It's essentially the culmination of my role-playing experience. They start to cry on stream once more. Beneath Charlie on the screen is it. Correct me if I get your name wrong. Is it Blinn?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Blinn. I'll be playing Chispa. Chispa is a gold dragon, and dessert-wise, probably something sweet like flambéed bananas. Simple. Now I really want bananas.
Same.
And you've been tearing it up on the Twitter. I've been following you. You're doing some great things there online. What with the gaming community? Yep. You. So yeah, one of the reasons why we have you on Encounter Roleplay tonight. Speaking of doing great things, great things on the Twitter. One of my favorite role players who I love playing with, fellow cast member on a variety of shows. Josh Pro Restarter, hello.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I don't know if I deserve all that praise, but yeah, I'm just happy to be here playing for all these wonderful people. Playing a Dargon. Super great. I'm Pro Restarter, and the only thing I really can say about my dragon is they are wind. And I'll kind of reveal more as I kind of go on. And my dessert would be whatever the most popular noble humans eating that month.
It's look, I just look for people that have butterscotch colored hair and make sure I eat them. They're the tastiest.
I mean, butterscotch though, right? Am I right?
So
Yeah.
Dragonflight is currently on Kickstarter. I've just posted the link in chat if you would like to support it. It's already almost halfway funded. good friends with the designers at 2cGaming, as I said during the countdown. I'm working on some of their projects. Dragonflight is not one of mine, but I'm excited to run it tonight. So this adventure begins at the beginning. Surprise! We're not starting in the middle. The dragons, at a very young age, were captured by dragon hunters, bound, chained, and shipped off to a land far from their homes. And their fate was to live as a renewable supply of magical material components. So, in Dungeons and Dragons, spells have verbal, somatic, and material components. So, a wizard whose name happens to be Elliston. Thank you, designers. Elliston the Shrewd has captured these dragons, carted them through the town of Whitewater. The peasants threw rocks and other horrible things at them. They did not treat these dragons very well at all. And then what they did is they gave the the dragons were taken to the wizard's laboratory, and there he has kept them trapped for a very long time until now. Before we get too deep into the game itself, though, there's a couple. Has every player picked an ambition and an obsession for their dragon? If not, we can do that now as part of the game. It may not have been in your dragon builder.
Nope.
It was not.
There you go. That's why this is very important. So some of the ambitions might be respect, where you want to be acknowledged as a great dragon. It might be opulence, where you want your horde to be the envy of all dragons. Influence, where you want to help shape the fate of the world. You might want to be known for your understanding, where people seek you out as a sort of draconic Solomon. Your power and prowess, or you want to be a soulmate to another dragon, or to find another soulmate. So let's sort of talk about your dragon's ambitions now. There's 4 of us. If you aren't too sure what to have, we can always roll a 6-sided die to figure it out. So, Ethan, do you have any idea of what you would like your dragon's ambition to be?
So, in my head, my dragon mostly just wants to be really petty and ruin people's days.
Your ambition is to be...
So,
in what way do you ruin them? Because there's many different ways to do that.
yeah, so the story that I based my entire dragon around was I read a book, like an old 3rd edition book earlier today, and the whole idea was that they followed trading caravans around the deserts, and then when they got close to an oasis, cast water on it, so the oasis was gone, and eventually they would and just wait for them to die and then eat them.
I almost describe this as an influence. It's one of those things where you're paying a nuisance. You want all to realize that you are the giver, the founder of the feast.
That's perfect.
Sorry,
not happy with
I am
my-
blue, source of our life.
Mm-hmm.
This is just something to keep track of. It may affect during part 2, possibly during part 1. Charlie, what do you think a good ambition for your dragon? What does your dragon hope to strive over the course of its long life? This is a broad goal.
I think my dragon strives to do something that would be noted in many history books that she will then go on to own. Bronze dragons are really driven by joining up to causes and joining up on the right side of causes. And I think she wants to join a cause, maybe even like a losing cause, and just turn it around and make sure that good wins the day. That's like
that.
her goal, to be that beacon, and to like really hone her skills so that when she does go in, she's not just there posturing to be a hero. She can actually do something and make a difference.
Love it. And Blynn, what about you? What is your dragon's ambition?
Absolutely opulence. She wants to collect items from all around the world of different significances, both mundane and magical, and kind of create her lair as a personal museum, not necessarily to share, but if like you're really cool and you're in, you could get a little peek at the treasure, you know? But she wants it to be lavish. Mhm.
I dig it. I can already hear the soundtrack playing in my head. The real Lady Marmalade of dragons. And no, you're against Chad, right? Or is it Chad?
Yeah, my character's name is Chad. Mighty Dragon.
Chad, the mighty dragon. And Chad's ambition.
I'm glad you asked. God, but this might be my character concept now. I don't know. I kind of like it. I think it's definitely one where I kind of going through influencer or like the sage one. I can't remember what it was called. When you was ringing through it, where people come to them for advice. I think the influencer. I think the influencer, right?
Love it. Now, your dragons also have an obsession. The obsession is an uncontrollable attraction to a certain kind of treasure. And all dragons have this. It's just, it's in your DNA. It's written upon you. Now, the type of treasure you're attracted to is very unique, though. Some of these might be holy symbols of faiths, crowns, elaborate glassware, records of prophecies, preserved food, poetry of a very specific origin or subject matter, pottery, rare coinage. So my question to Pro, what would Chad's obsession be? And if you can't come up with one, you can roll 2d6 and we'll just go random.
Yeah. Can you just like ping them off again for me?
Okay. Actually, it'd be a d20. So rare coinage, paintings done in a particular style or a certain by a certain artist, exotic or bizarre plants, musical instruments, skulls of unusual creatures that you've defeated in battle, crowns, glassware, records of prophecies, textiles, fabrics, embroidery. The more colorful, the better.
Definitely musical instruments or wind instruments. I will master them all.
Contrabassoon. I will master them all. And then you make everyone sit there and listen to you play. Essentially, you are the mixtape of dragons. The dragon's mixtape. How about you, Blinn?
I think Chispa is really into the preserved corpses of exotic creatures. Like really wild stuff, especially from other planes, like the Feywild. She would do a lot to get her hands on a Fey creature.
Yeah, I totally dig that. I love it. Not exactly preserving the remains of an animal, but I love the idea of really exotic, extraplanar entities. Behold the great shadow manticore. Yes. Extraplanar
She's got to put the decks to use. Yeah.
Can barely see the stitch marks on Cthulhu. He's so cuddly. What would Rose's obsession be?
I think Rose's secret obsession is to find like a legendary lost galleon that she knows is somewhere at the bottom of the sea, like a Bermuda Triangle type place. And she knows somewhere at the bottom of this ocean trench there's this massive ship with a lot of, like, that's her hoard. That's where she's going to get her hoard, so that in the meta, when we hit level 7, she can have enough good stuff to lay on to level up and become the next stage of her life as a dragon. But she hasn't found it yet. And like that's her secret obsession, has always been going out to find this ship. And she's never found it.
Love it. Love it. And Ethan? What is Blue's obsession? What treasure is Blue? It's just irresistible.
It's containers, boxes, vases, anything that you could put something else inside, pockets, purses.
Yes.
Just stuff to put other stuff in.
Does Blue have a favorite container, or would have a favorite container? Sarcophagi?
Definitely wood single-hinged containers. Like
Coffins, got it.
coffins, tiny jewelry boxes.
Excellent. And now, everyone's favorite part of the adventure, some flavor text. For months you have suffered in captivity. This would be Chispa, Chad, Ro, and Blue. Though the audience, if you've had to watch many of my shows, you may have also been suffering. But you're not captive. You're free to come and go as you please. Please stay. For months you have suffered in captivity, bound by thick chains and encapsulated within a magical shield. The only break from ceaseless boredom is the routine harvesting of scales, teeth, and other replenishable body parts by the insufferable wizard and his idiotic apprentice, me! Whoa, green screen's really doing things to you, buddy. Yeah. I'm a spectre. This is Damon. Hello. Yes. The insufferable wizard and his idiotic apprentice. As the weeks have gone by, you have learned much about each other. Though you may come from different backgrounds that may never converse in typical dragon society, here your suffering has formed bonds of solidarity almost unheard of amongst dragon kind. You have shared your backgrounds and abilities with each other, hoping to improve your odds of escape. Now we're going to go through our dragon characters, and we're going to talk a little bit about who they actually are as dragons. So, for example, we know that Ro is a bronze dragon. Correct me if I'm wrong. At this point, we know Ro is a bronze dragon, but let's talk a little bit about what that means to be a bronze dragon, as well as some of the other dragon types. So we have some unique types among us. Let's go ahead and begin with Chispa.
Hi. What do you want to know?
Well, what color is your dragon? How big are they?
Chispa is gold, and large sized, so she can get around, which is convenient. Traditionally, gold dragons are very horde focused. Pulling over my monster manual. Yeah, horde focused. We like our wealth. Definitely want to reach the goal of shapeshifting at some point in her life. Lawful good, but she, as a wormling, is in her rebellious teenager stage, which is probably what got her into this whole mess in the first place. You know?
What dragon paradigm did you choose? I apologize if you said it and I missed it.
No, you're good. I chose Destroyer. And oh no. Yes? Is that the paradigm? Which
I believe so.
Yeah?
I think it's the
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Destroyer. And then the other thing is another thing. So Chispa is able to go into a Fury, which is kind of reminiscent of a Barbarian's Rage. So she can just, go that extra mile and use her body to mess things up as much as she wants and or needs to, which is kind of outside of the realm of a traditional, chill gold dragon. Again, she's going through some rough times, so she's channeling it as best as she can. And she has the cunning aspect to her, so it's more dex-based, all in all. So she's very precise with her movements, even though it is a rage. It's like a cold fury.
Cool. I dig it. How about let's talk about Ro. Ro's dragon paradigm, and anything about your background you're willing to share, your lineage as a dragon, or anything else that might be pertinent.
So Ro is an Imperator dragon. They're tactical geniuses. They're dragons. They're not people. I'm not talking about people here. I'm talking about dragons. They stand back and they look at battlefields and they try and weigh out their enemies and weaknesses, try and find advantages. And as a bronze dragon, she's been a coastal dragon. She has lived in the cliffside and watches over ships coming and going from a busy port. And she moved to that location after leaving the nest. Of a family, I think her lineage is that she's had a fairly well-respected family, and it's one that hasn't produced a lot of offspring, and they're kind of sent out, and much like halflings get names that show that they've done something great, there's that sort of tradition within her family where you go out and you earn your name. And so she's kind of been sent out, and this is where she's set up, and she kind of watches over the ships, and she's been obsessed with this wreck and trying to get hold of it. And then possibly she was out in the open too long. Maybe like a whaling ship came by and they saw their chance to net a wormling dragon. And that's how she's gotten caught up in the trap and stuck as this kind of slave dragon for these evil, evil human beings.
How about Chad?
Chad, he's just friendly little dragon. Yeah, he actually really likes the humans. He was actually tricked that this would actually be a dragon human holiday camp. But I've yet to see any camping. Yes, I've had no spas. Yeah. But Chad, I'm gonna start talking about voice so we can get the information for the character. But Chad is very light-hearted. He very much adores humans and kind of wants to be among them. He even adopted one of their names. A great hero known as Chad. And he's taking on that name and wishes to be among them. And even now, during this torture, he just thinks they don't know better. They live such short lives. They don't get a chance to really learn from it. The paragon I think I took was survivalist. And I'm also a arcanist as well. So lots of little magic and survival and shenanigans for Chad, who loves going to human galas and balls.
And what can Ethan tell me of Blue? Blue's background, paradigm. As much as you're willing to share about your background.
Yeah, I'm going to change because I realized that we have sort of some like shared stuff going on, so I'm going to change a few things real quick. That's all right. I am a arcanist. Blue's an arcanist. Blue dragon, who has raised themselves basically. Blue dragons are terribly territorial in certain cases, and sometimes they're just kind of like kicked into their own desert. So most of what Blue has learned about the blue dragons is from the stories of caravans, where he would sneak up on a caravan and just listen to their stories before stealing all their boxes, sometimes leaving what was in them behind. Just like dump them out, steal the box. Boxes, crates.
Boxes, lots of boxes.
So
all right, everybody
Blue's...
gets a... Yeah. Oh. No, go ahead.
Blue's Horde is sort of like if you've ever seen like a kid build a Lego fort.
Yes. I'm familiar. Everyone gets a point of inspiration for taking the time to build your dragons, talk about their backgrounds, open up a little. And Pro's like, can I get a second one for doing that voice so convincingly for so long? And now the flavor text continues. Your prison is a dark stone room. It's very wide and very long. It has no windows and only a single pair of heavily reinforced double doors, through which one may enter and exit. Your cages consist of raised metal platforms with heavy chains limiting but not completely restricting your movement. Each platform is completely encompassed by a powerful magical shield that has proven impervious to all damage, preventing your escape. And the shield is air permeable, but harmful effects cannot pass through it, such as breath weapons. And it's sustained by a complex arcane machinery positioned on the ceiling above each platform. To the south is a control panel through which the machinery is operated. And next to each cage is a small table full of various cutting, clipping, and slicing instruments, which have left a number of unpleasant scars upon each of you. As you languish in your boredom, the pair of double doors swings open, and in walks Damon, apprentice to Elliston the Shrewd, and he has two beautiful humanoids on either arm. He's kind of coming in. He's like, "Hey, my lovelies!" And they're just beautiful creatures. "Check out these dragons. Behold, they are slave to me." And then he kind of turns, and like his two dates are not very impressed at all. And he's kind of looking. He's like, "Dargans! Dargans!" And they kind of walk, and they're kind of marching around the room. The two dates are kind of like, "Why are we in this room with this madman and the dragons?" And he's like, "I hate them. I hate tending to them. They are like horses or swine. Why am I treated like a stable boy?" And then he starts really opening up about his childhood, how his brother was loved more than he was, how, he always got terrible gifts at holidays, etc. And, his dates are like, "Well, at least you had families and holidays. Our lives weren't that great either. And why is this all about you?" It's really kind of this ugly fest between them. I want to know what all of your moods are while this is going on. And you can sort of take turns answering.
So I think in this moment, Ro is curled up in like one of those little semicircle cat type balls. Her like horns and everything. The spines. The spines are like laying back flat against her skull, and she looks very much asleep. But like one eye has just very slowly opened. Like that moment in The Land Before Time when the T-Rex wakes up. Like there's that moment, and she can feel that anger, just that primal. Sharp tooth, that primal thing in her gut stirring as she's being like insulted, called a swine, knowing the horrible traumatic things that have been done to her, and it's just like it's stirring, but she's just very still.
How about Chad?
Chad, just kind of like sitting kind of upright. They're like white and like kind of like light blue. Wings are just kind of like folded around. And I think Chad's just being like, "Don't worry, you got this. Just bring it back. Just leave the time they left you at the park and go back to the other stories. You got this, buddy." Kind of like egg him.
Now, how about Blue? What's your mood and attitude towards all this?
Blue scheming. Always scheming. Just get out of
here. And Chispa?
Chispa is so bored. She's like leaned up against one side of the cage and just like running her claw along it, like, "Yep, still the same cage, still the same assistant, so ungrateful. Why won't he shut up? Oh my god. Chad, stop egging him on, you're making it worse."
Expect the first ghost when the bell tolls 1. Sorry, I couldn't resist. It was like I couldn't resist. All right, and he's just like, "I have held these dragons. They are slaves to me, for I am Damon the Powerful and Magnificent." And just then, a small fairy dragon, kind of appears next to Damon the Magnificent. This is his familiar Puck, and Puck says, Damon. don't forget you gotta cycle the generators of the machine or they'll risk failing. Oh, don't tell me how to do my job. And he kind of like gnaws on the face of his fairy dragon who doesn't like it and kind of blinks away out of there. And he goes, come, my pretties. And like the two are like, we're not even sure if this is actually a date. Was this a date? He didn't say it was a date. We thought we were coming to a day spa. And then they kind of exit with Damon. So these are the things you know. So Damon heads out, and not long after, you kind of notice that the energy shields around your platforms that you're raised on look like they may be giving way. The fairy dragon did mention something about cycling the generators or they'd fail. However, I'm curious what the dragons would like to attempt, that being the party. So now you can scheme, connive, and plan your escape.
You mentioned earlier that magic can't get through the barrier, correct?
No, not at all.
One thing I'd like to do, Grant, is I have an ability called Plan of Attack. As a bonus action, on each of my turns, I may examine a creature you can see within 120 feet of you and discover a temporary flaw in its defenses. And then there's combat turn detail. Obviously, we're not in combat. But what I would like to have done with Ro, as she's like opened the eye and she's observing the puppet, I would like to have discovered a temporary flaw in his defenses that may or may not apply next time I see him.
Okay. And we can talk about what those are. So these are some things you do know about him. He is a very powerful spellcaster, at least 15th level. He's no slouch. You have seen that he has these sort of aspects about him. You also know that he is very intelligent, very swift, and also, despite his stupid sayings and inappropriate behavior, he's no slouch. Now, you do know this. He has some of the same lackings that many other soft, fleshy spellcasters have. He's fairly easy to wound, and he will not last long in a direct melee. But you would have to catch him first. Yes. What of the rest of the party? You are currently...
So, is it harmful magic or any magic that can pass through?
You would have to test it to see.
Okay, Chad's gonna look at the table where like maybe Damon left like a glass of water or something, and he's just gonna be like, and he's gonna attempt to freeze the water with shape water.
Okay. So you're essentially going to shape the water that's outside of
outside the bubble, yeah. So basically, you can like shape it or freeze it, and it's not like a living thing.
You're doing that, and you wanted to freeze it.
Freeze it, yeah. Just like make it like
you notice it's ice now. You were able to get through. You notice as you do that, the shield around you seems to it's straining to hold your magic back, and it's almost weakening by the fact that you're using magic through it.
Oh, I got an idea. Okay. Bear with me. Oh, dragon with me. Okay. Now.
And I'm gonna like use the same shape water and just like continuously like make different shapes like a more intricate more like than the last, and see if just keep like pushing it like,
Edward Scissorhand eye sculptures, there's this dragon dancer, and so you're doing it. So go ahead and roll a 20-sided die for me twice and then add up the total.
Yeah, sure, I can do that. So, beep.
Chad,
Short form.
what are you doing?
Oh shit, 24.
I'm just making art. Look, it's Damon on a horse.
Can you make him dead?
I mean, I tend to stay away from those kinds of. Sure.
His head falls off.
I'm in a dark mood.
It's a headless horseman. A headless Damon horseman. It's Damon. Oh, that wasn't cool. But so
It was
you
ice
do that.
cold.
Ice cold. Now
Yeah, I got 24.
it flickers. It seems like it's restabilizing. The magic wasn't powerful enough to disrupt it, as far as you could tell. But you could definitely tell that magic, it's straining itself to keep magic in, and perhaps more potent magic could be more of an impact. Now, I'm going to let you scheme as a group for about a minute. I can still hear you. I like to do this where step away from the table. This is a chance for you to come up with a plan. So. Take a minute. In fact, I think I'm going to turn it off just so you guys can surprise me. I love doing this. So audience, don't be weirded out by this. I've done this from everyone from Chris Perkins to Matt Mercer to everyone I played with online. Scheme is dragon. So you're all held in these energy shields. You know magic has an effect on it. And we'll see what you come up with as a group.
Muted.
So Chispa knows no magic. Just putting that out there. She can hit things real good. That's about
Hey.
it.
What if we just all punch them at the same time?
Low key. What did he say? How far away the shield was from the bars, or is it like right there? Like, is it touchable?
It's all,
It's a,
it's all the
a
same.
thing.
Oh, you muted, Charlie.
Oh, there we go.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it is the
Ah.
cage.
Mhm.
And one thing we need to
Okay.
do, if we can keep Chad from the generators, all of the cages drop anyway.
Mm-hmm. Or I think if we can overcharge the because it's an energy field, right? So maybe if we can overcharge the
Supercharge
energy
it?
of it, yeah.
Wow.
So it explodes. So
What if we all used our breath weapon at the same time?
Ooh.
could do that.
But
Yeah.
point it up at the ceiling towards the.
Yeah, we could do like a dragon chorus.
Nice. I applaud this idea.
Yeah.
No. I'd like to hear what the group came up with.
Grant, I have a quick question. Are we in a row
Yes.
or are we like in four corners? Or how are we arranged in this room?
2 by 2. So there are. I'm going to send you a picture on Twitter to the group that you can see. So, Dragonflight group. I don't think there's anything secret on this. Maybe explain this. You guys are on green squares, and you guys are on the top green squares.
Okay.
So you're just clustered up there.
I still think we should
And-
do Operation Dragon Chorus.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What's Operation Dragon Chorus? Describe it to me.
Your plan, Ethan.
So I'm gonna hold up three talons and just go on 3. Yeah, it would be this. 2, 3, and then the idea is that we all use our breath weapon at the same time.
Yeah. So everybody roll your breath weapon damage.
So what is my breath weapon damage?
That's
And need
5
more.
to 10. And I direct mine upwards because of
Yeah.
the nature of my breath weapon. And I'm using the lightning one and not the gas one.
Got it.
Yeah. Have I rolled 5d10 in Fantasy Grounds?
Slash die space 5d10.
Oh, okay.
It's the easiest way anyway.
There we go.
Ooh,
Chad
Chad.
with that strong breath.
Didn't know you had it in you, Chad.
Hi, buddy. A mighty Chad. But really, aren't we all Chad inside?
So, we have Charlie, Blue, or Ro, Blue, Chad. What about Chispa, damage-wise?
Oh, I did real die. Is that okay?
That's fine. 100% okay.
I can log into Fantasy Grounds if you want. I got 15.
Ooh. I'm adding up all this damage, and the shields are gone. You have overloaded them with an enormous amount of damage in one round. Well done. You have solved my arcane captivity shield generator puzzle. So yes, you have
I'm going to
broken
roll
through.
to see if my breath weapon recharges.
Yes, everybody make that roll.
Yeah.
So it's a
Chad
1d6,
never fails.
and on a 5 or 6, it recharges.
Yeah.
Now, what shall we do?
Chad like
What shall we do?
extends his wings and just like
Finally, I'm free.
it does like a long stretch, just sits back down.
I needed that.
Chad, you know him and listen to that babble. Did you hear anything of use for getting out of here?
What now? What?
The wizard and his puppet. Have they babbled of anything that will help us get out of here? You listen to him closely.
Well, he was talking about how he's going to use all ingredients to gain power and expertise. I think he has a thing for the dinner lady, but I think she's married. Damon, I think he cries at night. I hear this like echoing, and then he just like keeps rambling on about this like nonsensical information.
We're all
I
going to
think-
die here. She curls back up in her ball. Good experiment, gang.
Why can't we just, like, smash our way out? You know? Because we got rid of the one barrier. Why can't we just leave?
There
We're
is a
big.
large set of double doors to the south that you could walk through.
Okay.
I lumber off. And
Okay. Chispa
I
lumbers
want to watch
off.
this.
Yeah,
Very
as
closely.
Chispa begins lumbering off, suits of armor that are in the room. On your picture, it's the red squares. They go, "Get back in your podium! Get back in your podium!" And they are in that voice, "Return to your confines! Get back up there!" And 24 suits of animated armor are lumbering towards you. What do you do? And let's roll initiative.
cool. You're welcome, guys.
I didn't even.
That's my initiative.
I got an 8.
Just do plus my
Alright.
attacks. It's fine. Oh, there
Same
it is.
thing.
Oh, I'm good.
Oh, snapsies!
I got a 5. Quick as the wind.
You're right as the mail. So we have Chad has a 4. Is that correct?
4,
Five.
6, 7,
Five.
8. Is that what we just rolled?
Yep.
4, 6,
Five.
7, 8. Who do we appreciate?
Numbers.
So, 6. And Chispa has an 8. Okay. Blue dabba dee dabba die. All right. So the sets of animated armor are going. Man, the rolls are just better and better and better. So there's 3 groups of them that are going to go. They are clusters of 8. And slow ones are going on initiative count 3. The first 2 are both going on initiative count 17. However, the suits of animated armor are not focused on Blue Ro, and Chad. So you three will have a surprise round before the armor gets to go. So it'll go Blue, Rose, and Chad in that order. Take it away.
I assume we're going in straight to fight mode. Everyone else look fighty? Are we fight looking?
Ro is definitely looking up and interested, like a cat that's like alerted to a laser pointer on the wall.
Chad's just like,
Yeah, no, I'm
Chispa looks
100%
pissed.
okay with. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for a fight. Let's do a fight.
do a fight.
So yeah, I think Blue's gonna like face tackle one of the closest armors. Try to rip it
All
apart.
right. So, at your level, how many attacks do you get?
2.
Okay.
I get a bite and a claw. I'm medium
All right.
size.
So this is your surprise round. Go ahead and do that.
Fantasy round, that's what I'm looking for. Alright, so this is the bite and the claw. Alright, so the bite hits, the claw misses, I assume. I have a +7. So 25 and 10.
The 25 hits. Roll damage.
Okay. No, wait. I did. Oh, it kicked me
Did it
out.
disconnect you?
Yeah,
You can use real dice if needed, or any other rolling contraptions.
got some real dice here. Okay.
Don't forget, you can get your dice at tabletop loot.
They
Oh,
have a sale right now.
We do. And also, Encounter Roleplay gives away dice every single day.
Alright,
Super
so
good
I
offer.
rolled 8. I rolled a 17, but I also want to use my special Arcanist feature where I can channel spell slots and do more damage for my bite
Mhm.
Nice.
to lightning it
Urgh.
for an additional 8. So 17
Urgh.
bitey damage, 8 lightning damage.
All right. For a total of that's 25. Got it.
I just didn't know if I had resistances.
Oh, I will not tell you. So, alas, it is Rose surprise round turn.
I'm just trying to like picture the room. Where are they like in a line in front of me, like a nice convenient line?
Here's sort of what you do. I always result to in 5th edition. The Dungeons Master's Guide actually has great advice on how to handle lines in abstract combat. Right, so you will hit a minimum out of this group 12. Yeah, you'll hit at least half of them in a line. You'd be able to position it because they're all converging more or less on Chispa.
So kind of like in a blink of an eye, Ro jumps off of her little podium thing and lines it up so she can dragon breath just straight down the line with her lightning. Just chain lightning straight down the line.
All right.
I think I get a dex save versus lightning breath.
Nat 1. Thank you, Tabletop Loot, for these wonderful dice that just rolled a nat 1 so we can get a little bit of some maximum damage.
Yeah.
These are actually Tabletop
32.
Loot dice that they gave me. Okay. 32 points of damage.
32 lightning damage straight down the line.
Okay. This is
It
great.
only goes
Metagaming.
15 feet. So I think it's only a 15 feet line. But they're suits of armor, right? That's metal, that's conductive, that could like arc from one to the other.
I
in
like
my
the
head, like the
idea.
visual.
I like the idea of you zippity zappeting 12 of the 24. It looks cooler in my head. You're a dragon, rawr. So yeah, this is very interesting. For our metagamer fans out there, some of you might say, "No, Gret, don't tell them." if you've ever read the Monster Manual, you know a suit of animated armor has 33 hit points. So the fact that they just took 32, they're like, oh no!
What happens
I
is it's
should've-
like Rose little spines all stand up on the end, and you see like the little static hopping between them, and then she like opens her mouth, and just this static charge just goes zip, like straight out, laser beam.
Yeah. And they're just kind of like, they're wibbly wobbling. They're kind of looking around. They're like, I'm all shook up. And there's one, he's like, I'm getting beaten to death by this guy. And it is Chad's turn.
Yeah, Chaz is gonna be like, I guess we're doing this. Okay. And he flies up into the air. There's like an 80 like flies, or like he flies up like 15 feet above them, and he's going to use his dragon breath, which is like a bludgeoning like wind force that kind of comes out in a 15 cone area, and they have to make a DC 12 strength save or be knocked 15 feet away. If they fail, they're knocked prone.
What happens if they make it?
They don't get like knocked prone, but they finish. They get pushed away, and then all unprotected non-magical light gets extinguished.
Ooh, so the room is now glowing in eerie, consistent blue. No flickering, just kind of a dull, sickly. We'll call it American healthcare system blue. Just kind of. This low, consistent. And you do that damage?
Yeah, my breath.
Is it half if they make their save? Is it half if they make their save?
No, just Dragon exhales a blast of wind, 15 foot calm in the area, must make a strength successful, blah, 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 knocked prone, or protective flames in the area. Yeah, doesn't actually say whether Dragon makes. Yeah, doesn't actually say it fails or not. So
on our breath weapons, it is half damage on the monster manual ones.
Yeah. I should actually mention this one's Tom of Beast. So if you just want to do half of that, that's fine.
Yeah, knowing the designers of that. Thank you, Dan Dillon. But yeah, so you just like suits of like 6 suits of armor just they're gone. And then the original 12. So you guys are down to 12 suits of animated armor, and one of them is like pretty banged up from where Blue was ripping them to shreds. With that, it is the armor's turn as they had superior initiative. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to do a little Dungeon Master Guide mob calculator variant. So I could sit here and roll 12 attack rolls and see how much they hit Ethan. But Ethan, give me your armor class. In fact, Chispa, give me your armor class. Both of you.
21.
17.
You guys aren't going to get... You guys won't get hit at all. So it's going to be half and half. So half are going to be attacking Blue while he's beating the snot out of his suit of armor. We'll double check. So the way this works is based on their armor class and the number of creatures attacking, there will be I see now. Didn't actually include the bonus. All right. So and all right. So on Blue, you are hit for 24 points of damage as 6 animated suits of armor jump on you. Chispa, you are hit for 12 points of damage. All the suits of armor are hitting on you, but they are unable to penetrate your golden scales. And with that, it is going to be Blue's turn.
Didn't Chispa roll an 8? I think she's first.
Oh, I forgot. Yes. Hello.
My bad. Hi. Thanks, Ethan.
Hey.
I'm going to start with rolling a d6 to see if my breath weapon recharges. I got a 4, so it doesn't. Thanks, dice. So Chispa just rolls her eyes and looks at these suits of armor and says, "Could you please just like fuck off?" And does a bite and a clawed attack at whoever's closest. And that's gonna be the nat 1 isn't gonna hit, but I'm assuming the 25 hits.
25 totally hits.
Cool. So that was my second die, so I'm going to call that the claw attack as opposed to the bite. And that's going to be 9 damage.
9 points of damage. For calling birds 3 times. For dragon heist. All right. So 9 points of damage. Deedly dee, as my brother would say. That's his face. And next up, is it blue? Yeah, I have you in order. You're right after Chispa.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going for another bitey slashy at this guy. See if I can finish him off.
Mighty slashy.
14 and 23.
All right. So 14 and 23. The 23 will hit for sure. The 14 does not.
All right, so I get a claw underneath one of these guys' plates. And deal a solid, what is that? 10 damage.
All right. That suit of animated armor is destroyed.
One down. Just toss it aside.
Clunk, 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 clink, clink, clink. Father, no, he says. He's not your son. I lied. Any other actions? Bonus actions? Or
Nope, got nothing. We're good.
nope. All right. So we move down initiative to Rose's turn.
So I want to position myself so I can just swing my tail at anything. There's still armors standing, right? They're not all like let down already. Yeah, I see a nod. I'm taking that as a yes. So I'm going to use
That
my
is a
tail
yes.
to do a swipe and try and take out a couple of them. I have like a 10-foot reach on it. No, 15-foot reach on it because it's a big tail. So I need to roll my attack. I haven't played D&D in a while.
Neither have I. I'm trying to relearn all these rules.
That's a dirty 20 with my tail.
A dirty 20 totally hits. It's funny. It's like as soon as I stopped playing D&D, that's when I got hired to design for it. I was like, oh no. I canceled my claim.
How does this game work again?
So a dirty 20 hits.
And then can I swing either my... Let me check. I can do a bite or a claw and a tail. Okay. So can I swing either my head or my claw out to try and grab one in front of me-ish? I just swung
You
my
choose
butt around.
what you wish.
Swing my-
Yes.
Well, it depends on if one's in range, because claw's only 10 foot, but my bite attack's... claw's only 5 foot, but bite attack is 10-foot reach.
Well, we look at it this way. We use abstract
Might need to take a
positioning.
move.
Similar to 13th Age, everyone is engaged or nearby. You are able to attack with either.
Okay, so I'm going to take a bite attack then. Some big old teeth, fury coming down, as I imagine, chomping on a certain wizard's head. Or rather, his apprentice. I think his apprentice has vexed me more.
Elliston the Shrewd.
Ooh.
Damon the Min.
Yeah, Damon.
Nat
That's a
20!
20.
Oh! Let's get
That's
some
a
nat 20s going in
27.
chat.
Whoop, whoop. A crit. And how do you do your crits, Grant?
I
roll
do them
twice
by
as
the
many
book, so you
dice,
double
or just double
yeah,
the
you
dice?
double damage dice. You double the damage dice.
So just roll once and double it.
No, double the actual physical dice.
Okay. That works for me. 4d8. That was low, but 15 plus... Sorry, look at my PDF. 15 plus 3 is 18. 18 chomp damage, please.
You have chomped through that suit of armor. He is no more, or it is no more. Goodbye, armor.
Oh, and I forgot to roll my breath weapon recharge. Do you mind if I do it after? I should have done it first.
I do not mind at all. We can just say that you rolled it earlier. It recharges!
It does. Alright. Ray doesn't do that dance. Charlie does that dance. Yes, that's her turn. She'll just get ready to move around and get into an optimum position for next time to kill some more. She's enjoying the hunt. This is fun.
And so, stately Wade Manor, we move from Road to Chad.
Oh no! Chad is just like,
Hey, you know, there's real nice decor. Oh, those satin drapes. Oh, right, we're fighting. Shit.
I'm gonna like do breath weapon. Oh look, yay! So I'm just gonna like once again like flitter around and be like,
Oh, is that golden embroidery? I'll be right there with you guys.
and I go over and touch it, and then I'm just like, okay. And that's what I do.
I'm imagining you like the sprite in Zelda that's like, hey! Just
Hey,
suddenly
listen!
unleashes. Yeah.
Navi.
Hey, Navi! That's the
Easy
one.
12 strength save. And it'll be knocked 15 feet back and
I failed.
No.
They are all
so-
prone.
Nice. It's like 31.
All right. Yeah, so these Dargans, or these armors, boom. 4 more suits of animated armor are decimated by your savage attacks.
Like, but really, guys, these satin drapes. Oh,
All right.
Chad, you should wear them as a cloak when we've won this glorious battle. She's like just beating him mainly so he'll shut up and just take his cloak down.
He looks at
I
you
dig
like,
it.
it's a great idea.
4 suits of animated armor. Attack. Ethan Super Robot Bear himself, not Blue. They reach through the monitor and strike at us. No, just kidding. So you get hit one time by one animated suit of armor for 12 points of damage, though. They hit really hard. Yeah, so it's actually, 4 of them are jumping and trying to tear the dragon down, and they're all, mostly glancing blows. One catches you in the eye socket, bruising your orbital bone. And alas, 4 more jump on Chispa. And 1 hits for 12 points of damage.
Wow,
Actually,
rude.
out of curiosity, yeah. Yeah, you two have different armor classes. But alas, yes. In fact, it not only is it rude, like it is rude when it does it, it's like and like Woody Woodpecker laughs at you, and yeah, they're jerks. But it's your turn, and you can show him what for.
Well, I recharge my breath weapon. So we're gonna I'll do whatever formation hits the most people. So whether that's line or cone is up to the abstract positioning, which is exciting.
Yes.
So that's that is 16.
I rolled
fire.
a 5. Okay. Describe how you how much damage? That was 16?
It was 16, yeah.
You are down to the final suit of armor. As the rest of them are melted, burned, the final suit of armor looks around and goes, I beseech thee, return to your podiums. And he's like glowing with heat. And he kind of looks around at the group of you. And I believe it's Blue's turn.
I hate with a 23. I'm just gonna say it's a bite attack, but I'm gonna just tackle his head off.
But I
just like
love you.
In my head, the scene is him standing there saying that, and we just see like from out of shot, just Blue just swipe by and the head's gone.
On his way out the door.
Yeah, he's gone. He had 2 HP left.
Yeah. Okay.
You can roll damage if you'd like. But yeah.
It's 14.
Uh,
I'm now gnawing on his helmet.
Yeah, these animated suits of armors have been decimated. And as they're decimated, you hear a voice magically ring out through the room. What's going on down there? If any of you overgrown lizards manage to escape, know that you won't get very far. My master will soon return, and when he does, he will skin you alive for damaging the equipment. If you wish to avoid that particular fate, I suggest staying right there for the next 24 hours. 24 hours. At which point my master will return and things will go back to normal.
You're unhappy, Damon.
I eat because I'm sad. And I'm sad because I eat. Sorry. He goes away. Yeah, his voice is magically ringing out.
That means he's not here for 24 hours.
Keep going, Blue. Enjoy that fast food. Ro is like out that door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, so you bust through the door. You come to a junction. So you're in a circular room with 4 double doors. There's a set to the north, east, the south where you just came from, as well as the west. And the ceiling is high. It's domed. On the ceiling, there's beautiful fresco paintings of Lord Elliston, the Shrewd, battling these nightmarish aberrations of horrific design. All the doors, though, are in fact locked. There are heavy magical arcane locks on them. What do you do?
What does the roof seem to be made of? I'll fly up using my wings and go and inspect the roof.
It is made out of very heavy reinforced stone. You might be able to shape it with a spell if you have that, or if you can pass through stone, you might be able to go through.
Nah, I'll fly back down. I was really hoping it would be like plaster and wood. That would be real convenient.
Woo! Yeah, it's like awesome. I love these old-timey buildings.
In my frustration, I'll like fly back down, and as I swing around, my tail just hits the first door, which would be, I guess, if we came out the south, it'd be the west door.
Yeah, and just kind of radiant blue light flashes as it is arcanely protected. But you notice as you're flying around, particularly when you flew up high, if you check Twitter, you can see a pattern on the floor. And drawn on the floor are numbers in chalk. They're sort of these circles.
Using my noggin as a smart and meticulous dragon, could I make some sort of intelligent leap as to what the symbols meant?
Sure, go ahead and make a roll intelligence.
I just want you to know that Chad is standing next to you, and he is wearing the silk drape as a toga.
I love it.
It has it in a way that doesn't impede his wings.
So warm.
What are you, Chad?
It looks classy, Chad.
Touches my scales.
I'm a human.
You are certain that this is written in common, not any other language.
Can I use
but you can
inspiration?
Yes.
Okay. Is that just another d6, or is it just an advantage roll?
Go ahead and roll another 20-sided die and add your modifier to it.
It's mildly better.
Yeah, and this, you know, that it is a form of puzzle, and the puzzle is linked to the arcane magic on the doors.
The runes on the floor, they indicate some sort of puzzle that we have to solve. Pure brute force won't help us here.
Can I cast a spell? Is that an option?
Can you cast a spell? I don't know, Blue. Can you cast a spell?
If you have spells to cast and you are a spellcaster and you have available spell slots, I will not prevent you.
All right. So Blue's gonna think for a second. Is going to imagine the dumb puppet's stupid goggles, those stupid
Goggles.
taunting goggles that it looks from, and cast locate object by sniffing the air. Are those eyes or goggles?
Those are eyes.
God dang it! I thought they were goggles.
I wear no goggles.
You could
and
probably
you are
imagine
a fool,
his
dragon.
robe, right?
Yeah, maybe his shirt or his
Bikini, mankini.
Assuming
seen
his
that.
mankini has not been removed tonight.
It
I
hasn't.
mean, from that display.
You fool! Dragons are colorblind. You are unable to guess the color. Now,
Oh no!
if
I
you'd
just
like
wanna
to
know where
attempt
he's
to
at.
locate object, yeah. You know that he's down past the north door, and then he's even further past that in another room.
Does the runic symbol, since it's like magical and based, if I cast a cantrip over it, like frostbite, if I just blow cold wind over it, does it react to it at all?
The numbers on the floor or the arcane locked doors?
The numbers, to see and just to see if any of it reacts to magical interference.
It seems very indifferent to it.
I'll try turning it with my claws.
It's just a circle drawn on the ground with chalk, so there's not much you could do to turn it. It's a crudely drawn magic ward.
Can I scratch in one of the circles with my claw?
I think we need to fill in the circles.
Yeah.
I think it's math.
No,
Ew.
Chad's enemy.
Now we know why I stuck Ethan in this game. No, behold, a mathematician.
Fun fact though,
Math is for losers.
Oh no, I do have intelligence. Cool. All right, I'm an intelligent character. I thought that's where I put my 8. It's not. I put it in
Not
wisdom.
bad. An 8 is average intelligence.
Okay, so out of character, pretty sure this is a math problem. You look, it says 4 then 7, and then it's straight across it's 11. I think you add them together and then put it on the other side.
So what would you put across from the 11?
13.
This is where I pretend to be bold-headed. I'm like, no, Ethan, 8 plus 5 is not 13. And I go on for hours and nothing the cast can do will convince me that my math is right. No, yeah, so you kind of sketch in just, how do you want to put it in there? Are you going to sketch it with your talent or?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna claw it right in.
So I want you to describe how this looks when you do it in the fiction and kind of the magical effect that takes place as you teach the audience the wonders of mathematics and arithmetic. Behold, even the dragons. Yeah, because you've solved it.
All right, so basically, the idea is that you can add numbers together and make new numbers. I learned this from an elven caravan.
That's
They
the,
use it to count coins. And then
that
kind of
sound made up.
takes a talon and I think lightning swirls around it a little bit just to give it an extra charring effect. And kind of just like a wood burner. You kind of see the
Nice.
Etch it in.
smoke come up and yeah.
I think Ro being told this by Blue, she's also an intelligent character, and she'll go and complete another number on the floor.
It's safe to assume, unless you have a 5 in intelligence, you're all intelligent. We won't fall into the trap of if you have a -1 modifier, you don't know how to speak words, like in charisma and things like that. No, you guys have figured it out. And as Ro does this, the same magic that impacts. Did we lose Charlie?
I think so.
Charlie,
Yeah.
come back. Where are you? Where are
Can you
you?
hear me? Ah.
Sorry, I had one of my minions delivering me coffee. I had to say thank you.
Do you want to play with Charlie? Yeah. Yes.
It only cost
Yeah,
you
so-
coffee.
So the magic emits from your talons as you input the numbers, the correct numbers, and solve the maths across the wheel. And as you finish all of them, the door to the north, its arcane lock fades, and the door opens.
I think that's the wrong way. We wanted to go south so we could tear what's his
You
face
came
apart.
from the south.
Sorry. Good at math, bad at directions.
Actually, you came from the north and went to the south. So yes, you do want to go south. You're right. I got it mixed up myself. You're correct, Ethan.
Blue, it appears you know the meta better than the meta. Well done.
That was some
No, I just-
kind of black magic.
I can smell his magic.
Let's go.
The bad
Quickly.
one. The
You
smelly
better
one.
not come down this way.
Wait, do we
On
really
the
want to
way
go
out-
towards him? When we know that he's powerful, do we want to find another door and just exit stage left instead?
Did only one door open? Or did all of them
Yes,
open?
only one door did open.
Well,
I'm gonna,
bugger.
I'm gonna like shout down and see what you like. Damon can hear us, and it's be like,
Damon, you don't like it here like we don't like it here. Just join us. Think of the tales you could tell. No longer the tales of your missing birthdays always to your brother.
I think he's more interested in the tales of dragons.
Chad,
Damon, the mighty dragon tamer.
I love you, Chad. I don't want to
love
hurt you.
too, man.
Don't come in here, cause I'll.
If I come in here,
Whoa.
that's how I
And
have
then
to
he
give you
kind
the
of-
hugs.
So you can see down through the door, there is a large, massive workshop where the wizards do a lot of work. But alas, yeah. You're calling. Oh, you're talking to Chad. Sorry. Apologize for interrupting.
It's fine. I'll forgive you. Eventually. I'm a dragon. I have a long memory. Chad, you do realize if we see him, we're probably going to kill him. You shouldn't get too attached.
But he's so adorable and cute. Sure, he stuck
No.
knives in us.
You realize
I'm
he's
definitely
also
going
an
to eat him.
evil tormentor.
I mean, we all got problems.
Yes, Chad, I had noticed.
You should really work on your anger issues. I agree.
Can we get on
Anyway.
with this? Goes into the next room.
Chad, what even sort of dragon are you?
I'm a wind dragon.
You're not gold, you're not blue. What's
I'm
the
an
wind
element,
dragon?
baby. I'm all of them.
and I was like, straight in.
So, as you walk into the next room, Ethan, you come into there, and there's this sort of thick electrical cable kind of snaking towards the ceiling. It's pulsating with arcane energy. This room, there's many thick chains kind of dropped around the room. And you see in the corner a massive silhouette, much, much larger than any of you. And then you hear Damon's shrill, sickly voice again. See the fate of those that defy Elliston! You are not the first mealy worms to be held here, and not even the first who attempted to escape. Now witness. Ah, shit, where's that damn button? Ah, there we go. Witness the power, ingenious of our combined intellects. The magical energy surges into the foul creature before you, and it shudders. And this horrid facsimile of life comes into being in this crude body, rips free from these chains, and lurches out of the corner towards you. And a massive Drolem, a dragon flesh golem, approaches you. And I will let you roll initiative. The rest of the party is not in that room. Currently, it is just Blue. So it has an 8 for initiative.
A 10, so I win.
You win, and everyone else can roll as well.
You win D&D! Huzzah!
Hooray.
Yes, game
Still
over.
Still don't have my breath weapon.
19 for me.
Same.
14 for me.
All right, so we're going to go around the group. So, Blue, you were I just want to make sure I get them right. So, Blue, you were a 10.
10.
Shispa, you were 14. Ro, you were
19.
19. Chad?
I'm a low 19.
Okay. So let me move this. So the way it's going to work is the Drolem and Blue go on the surprise round. They're in a different room. They've just heard this, and they're going to enter combat. And Blue will get to go first. This creature's in there, and it's lurching towards you.
Because I want my friends to come help me, I'm gonna use Thunder Wave
Nice.
to make a big racket. So, Blue's wings arc with electrical energy, and then kind of like push forward and snap the air, and the air just explodes out. You make me a con save? Thunder Wave? Right?
It's a con save. I rolled a 20.
Ooh.
Alright, so you're gonna take half damage.
Oh no, I won't.
Oh no. Well, I guess I shouldn't roll then, right? I rolled a 12. You
All
can
right.
get that in
12 for damage?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is thunder damage?
Thunder, yeah.
Okay.
Not lightning. Thunder.
Yes, I'm okay
I feel
with
like this
that.
is relevant.
Yes. So it takes thunder damage, half of that damage, and that was 12. You said?
Yeah, I rolled a 12.
Okay.
So take 6.
Okay.
It also makes a booming noise.
Boom! Yeah, so you guys hear a loud shebang in the room where Blue entered. Blue, it's going to use a legendary action. And it charges up. And then on its turn, it gap closes. Actually, no. It gets about 20 feet closer to you. It's too far. It can't make it over to you. However, it does shoot out its lightning breath at you in a massive 60-foot cone. Those of you outside the door just see this massive of lightning. Now, you're immune to lightning, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's very useful.
Yeah.
And you all see this magnificent bolt. And not only that, even after the breath dissipates, you still see lightning radiating around the room, almost as if charging up added many additional dice to its damage. And with that, it is now Ro's turn, I believe, because Ro had the 19, followed by Chad.
Ro, hearing the ever subtle Blue send out a kind of a boom, is gonna swoop straight into this room to see what's going on. She wants to try and use go in through the door and then up to get higher. I didn't know how high the room is in this room.
Yeah, you come through, the ceiling goes up. It goes up about 60 feet. And as you kind of come in through the door and you go up higher, you see this massive gargantuan hodgepodge Frankensteinian monster of dragons cobbled together that has been animated.
Because she imagined hearing the boom. There's something either big or there's something a lot of it in this room because that's a big sounding spell that's gone off. So that's why she's like, I'm going to get high. That's usually a good idea. In terms of height, not in terms of getting drugged. That's a different tactic on a different battlefield. So she's going to see this creature and just swoop down and make a bite attack at its head.
All right.
20. If I could type, I'd be real dangerous. 7?
Does not. Does not at all. So, alas. The Drawlum. Do you have any bonus actions or anything?
I can do a multi-attack and swing around and hit with my tail.
Okay.
If you'll allow me to with my movement.
I'll allow you.
I have a bonus action, which is the plan of attack. Actually, let's do that because that's interesting because that's a dragony thing. So second level, on a bonus action, on each of your turns, you may examine a creature with the UC within 120 feet of you. Discover a temporary flaw in its defenses. The next time the target is hit by a weapon attack made by you or one of your allies, which in this case would be the tail, the claw, or a bite attack, before the start of your next turn, the attack deals an extra 2d6 damage.
Cool.
So I'm going to use my bonus action. I'm going to scan. I'm going to say, and I'll call out whatever flaw I see so that the next person who attacks it can do the extra damage.
Yeah, it's you definitely see where the stitching where the dragons have been cobbled together. It is definitely weaker.
The stitching. Aim for the stitching.
Aim for the stitching. This raggedy looking dragon. All right. With that, do you have any other?
Nope.
Got it.
Thank you.
And next up, it is Chad's turn. Hello, Chad.
Hello. So is there like a way past it that goes like straight to Damon?
There is a door far at the end of the room. You have to get past this gargantuan thing. Yeah, you would not be able to run around it. You could try to fly over him, but even then, there's a pretty good chance he could bite you. He's ginormous. He's gargantuan size. That's as big as it gets.
Boo. Okay, so okay. Chaz is gonna be like, it's hideous. I think this thing had thunderstruck, and it's going to like move forward, and it's he's going to fly like it's like high as it can, and he's just going to just like open his mouth, and this like small like condensed ball of like electricity is gonna like spark around it and like shoot towards this gargantuan like creature like way up in the air, like whatever height it is, like right near the face. And I'm going to be casting Storm Sphere, which does lightning damage.
All right. Now, I'm very familiar with that. Just before you go, it takes a legendary action to just finish closing the gap and get up in Blue's face. With that said, Blue is much smaller than it, so if you want a Storm Sphere anywhere on it, you are welcome to.
Well, this thing's gargantuan, right? So how high is like? Because I remember he's on the ground, right? So there'd be like some distance in the air. Because if
he's on the ground, it goes up like 60 feet, but he's about 20 to 30 feet, in height.
On the upswing, lightning doesn't hurt me or Blue, so you're good.
Yeah. And my fly movement is 80 feet.
Okay. So you're going to sort of zippity-zow?
Yeah, I think I can get down 110, right? With my
Should be
80
able to.
fly speed. So I create a 20-foot sphere, appears every creature in the area, blah, 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 make a strength save, take 2d6 bludgeoning damage, and then after that, it's a bonus action to create lightning damage, any creature in the area. Make a ranged spell attack. You have advantage if the target is in the sphere. On a hit, it deals 4d6 lightning damage, and I'm doing Storm Sphere. Yeah. That's concentration 1 minute.
Okay. The storm sphere surrounds the Drolem as disguise, this dragon flesh golem. And the storm is ripping through it. Now, does storm sphere do anything to impede vision or anything of?
It is as long as it's in the storm sphere, which is like a 20-foot sphere in the air. It's difficult terrain, and it has to make a strength save. Will take 2d6 bludgeoning damage, and my spell save is 14.
Yeah, it got a 22 on its save.
That's fine.
You kind of look through. You see the dragon. It almost looks like it's taken a bath in there. The lightning's ripping right through it. It doesn't flinch.
That's fine, because the major part of this is I can just use a bonus action straight away to make the crackling lightning inside hit any creature that's within 60 feet of the actual sphere. So I use my bonus action to create a lightning strike on the creature, which is a ranged spell attack.
Okay.
So I just have to do that, which is like the meat of the actual spell. Let's get 6.
So that's
No,
make sure it's
I'm rolling it wrong.
1d20. Yeah, you got 20d.
Yeah, there we go.
So it shoots it. It gargles the lightning and swallows it whole, and feels reinvigorated. Fancy way of saying it's immune to lightning damage. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It is now going to use a legendary action to make a tail attack on Blue. Blue, what's your armor class? 17?
Yeah.
Misses completely. It does not hit you.
All right.
I rolled very low. I rolled a 2. Even with those modifiers, can't hit you. So now, as we move down the initiative order, it is Chispa's turn.
Last in the room, I kind of toddle in, see what all the fuss is about, see that there is a gargantuan creature in front of me, sigh, gently fly up into the air, and I recharge my breath weapon. So I'm just gonna with that's 10, 17, that is 20 fire.
Ooh. Does it have to make a save?
We do deck saves, I think, for breath weapon, right?
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Have to,
yeah.
Yeah. Does it have to? I got a 10. I don't think I succeeded.
Yeah, it's a 15 DC.
Dun dun dun. So how much damage does it take?
5d10.
20.
20 points of damage. Boom, 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 boom. As it starts to get burned, it kind of howls out.
And can I also make sure that I'm not directly behind Blue, so I wouldn't be susceptible to a line? Because that'd be cool.
Yes, you can do that. The dragon is still on Blue and makes another tail attack and completely whiffs. And it's one of those things where Blue doesn't even have to move. It just looks like it's cracking its tail like a whip. And because of the stitching, it kind of looks like the tail's falling apart. This dragon golem was hastily put together.
Did Chispa just make a weapon attack? With a body part?
With a breath weapon. I don't know if breath
yeah.
weapon counts as weapon.
No.
But let's add an additional 2d6 because you did the thing, right?
I mean, that's a tiny bit
I
cheaty,
did
but
the
I'm
thing.
not going to argue too hard about it.
Yeah, so another 7 points of damage. And with that, I believe it's Blue's turn. Got my initiative up. Yeah, it's Blue's turn.
So there was mention about energy crackling through the floor. Is it because there's wires and stuff on the floor?
There
Or is it
was
just
more
collecting
energy
along?
dangling from the ceiling. There were cables and things in the ceiling chains. You look around, there's many jars full of, monstrous bits of dragon. There's husks of dragons around the room. There's all kinds of weird experimentations that have been performed here.
Okay. Well, I'm still going to do this thing because I wanted to do it. What is it called? I haven't used this spell before. And it was cool and new. I'm going to use Erupting Earth. So Blue's going to do a couple quick leaps and then face plant into the ground, and then the ground beneath the golem is going to jut up into the air. And he needs to make me a save. That I lost the page. Thought I was on it, but I guess I wasn't. Erupting Earth. Dexterity save.
Nat 1. Haha.
Oh boy.
It's going to take 22 bludgeoning damage.
Oof.
And
Hey.
the area becomes difficult terrain. And does it get knocked over? No. So basically 40 feet around, it's 20 feet. A 20-foot square next, underneath this guy is now difficult terrain. So he's got storm above, earth shards below.
Dragons all around.
Yeah, dragons all around. Why do you pick on me for being different? He says, I'm not a monster. You're on the wrong side of the pitchfork today. Yeah, and he
You lasered me first.
It didn't even hurt you none. It's his turn. So he makes 3 attacks at Blue.
You preach
He's
for
directed-
peace, but you continue this battle. Decide.
Blue, so it's going to be bite, claw, tail. So we've got a 30, a 19, and a 25. So you take 17, 13, then 15. I need you to make a strength saving throw. DC 19.
Okay. I'm proficient in those, so we're good.
All right. So
Yeah, I got it.
how you looking? Yeah, how you looking HP wise?
What was the total of that?
17, 13, 15.
So 45.
5.
Yeah.
So I'm down to 7.
Okay.
I took most of the damage in the last fight as well.
Yeah.
And with
Stop
that,
going
we
into
move
rooms fast.
back to the top of initiative. It is Rose's turn.
Rose.
Roll.
I forgot that was my name.
down the road.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. It happens.
I was like,
First day
la,
being
la,
a dragon.
I know, it's a lot of pressure. Ro is just gonna go down and just try and tear its tail off with her mouth with a nice bite attack. Just swing down for that joint. D20 plus 7. Does a 25 connect?
25 definitely connects.
Okay, that's 2d8 plus my modifier 3.
2d8 plus 3
That
is
is-
another 14.
14 chompy damage.
Ow. Arrowed. So yeah, you begin ripping chunks of meat, scales, and flesh from the dragon flesh golem. I'm very unhappy with this. Any bonus actions or movement?
Bonus action, I'll use my plan of attack again. So next time it's hit by a weapon by me or one of my allies before the start of my next turn, the attack does an extra 2d6.
It uses a legendary action to make a tail attack on you, and I got a 25 to hit, and that will be. I need you to make a strength saving throw to avoid being knocked.
I 1d
down to the ground.
3. I'm pretty sure this is gonna fail. A 6.
Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Yeah, so you are knocked prone by the dragonflesh golem.
Like a hold of this chomp of this tail, and it just swings that ball end around and just swats me like a nasty fly.
Yes, and you take and then you also take 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's okay.
And it goes to Chad's turn.
Yeah.
Why, Chad? Why?
I mean, you could just like stop and we would leave you alone. That's not my voice. What the fuck is that? Yeah. It's okay. It's late. Yeah. So, how far is the back door to where we are, to where Damon is, and also, is there anything like connecting this creature to like the currents, like the wires?
No, it broke free from those. It was plugged in essentially, and now it's unplugged. It's about 75 feet to get all the way to the back.
Okay, so that's out of my range then. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm just gonna like from where I am, I'm just going to get within 10 feet, and I'm just gonna be like, I'm sorry. So I can find my weapon, and I'm going to do a bad attack. Boop. Oh wait, no, that's the damage. Hold on.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And then
Ouch.
I do extra 2d6, right? Because of the.
Yep.
Then.
Somebody chimp chimp chomp. That's a lot of damage.
Nice. And then.
That's even more.
We're gonna get my tail attack in there as well. Kapla!
That one?
Yeah. Yeah. Woo! I just like whiff it hard, hit myself in the face. Like, oh,
starts whipping around.
And I guess bonus action, I'll use the lightning to just like hit one of like the containers that have like some dragon bits in it, just like shattering.
Yeah,
it.
it's a little dragon jaw animates and shatters around the room. All right, and with that, Chispa, you are on. Actually, I'm going to do a legendary action, and it's going to swing its tail at the now prone row, and 25 to hit, 15 points of bludgeoning damage. And Chispa, you're up.
Okay, so seeing these fellow dragons that I'm presuming we've bonded a little bit over these months, over, you know, our mutual tragedy and trauma, Chispa uses a bonus action to go into a primal fury and basically go buck wild and kind of zips up between, you know, whatever objects are in the room and Blue, and tries to like spider monkey up the face, and will attempt to do a claw and a bite attack. And no, that's 2 14s, so that's not going to hit, is it?
No, I don't think a 14 hits, but let me double check and make sure. Survey says armor class 18. No.
Do you have inspiration, by the way?
Yeah, you can use your inspiration.
Yeah, that only makes it 16, so.
Not enough.
Oh, bark no bite. I roar.
I know.
Like in its face.
It uses another legendary action. Its final one. 12 plus 11 is 23. 23 to... let me see if it crits, because it does get advantage. It does not. It 15 more points of damage to Ro, and just continues to wail its tail on Ro in the midst of
15
combat.
more?
Yes.
Oh. Phone.
No,
Okay,
I do want to... You all have done more than 130 points of damage to it. So, yes, there is balance to this madness. And
that's
so it
hard
was.
maths.
I know.
What's 107
It's
minus 15, Ethan?
107? So that would be, what, 98?
Eight?
sounds right.
Yeah?
Sure.
That sounds like 107 minus 15. That's
No,
it's
it'd be
92.
80. My brain just completely
I'm going to
shut
use
off.
Microsoft Excel that's open. Yeah.
Someone grab a calculator.
I have a calculator. I can't visualize the numbers for some reason. It was 100.
It's 92.
92.
92. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was in the office. I thought.
Sorry.
Still off,
Hard maths.
though. Off my game.
It's all right. It's that time of the evening. Or dawn in the motherland. Alas, Blue, you are on deck, suffering.
Yeah, I'm at 7 hit points. And I can't use any of my cool stuff against it because most of it's lightning.
I know.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to whisper, and only it can hear me. And I'm just gonna say, "Run!" You can see like all the fury of this medium-sized dragon staring daggers into this gigantic dragon's face. I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers on it. So you're gonna need to give me a saving throw.
All right, what type of saving throw? There are many I could make.
Will.
Okay.
Is it?
And
Make a will save.
if it fails the saving throw, what condition is it impacted by?
It runs away. It immediately moves. I think on its.
So Dissonant Whispers. So if it makes it, I got an 18 to save, but let's
Okay,
double
so you're
check.
fine.
I just want to make sure that we get the language of the spell right.
So you're going to take 8 psychic damage.
Terrible pain. It takes the psychic damage and then uses its reaction to move far away. I was just checking to see if it had like the frightened effect. So it'll take the
And it
psychic
doesn't
damage.
provoke attacks of opportunity if it does move.
Okay.
Pretty sure it does.
It doesn't.
It doesn't?
Mm-mm.
Was that eroded?
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, they decided it was too OP for it to trigger attacks of opportunity by running.
That's why I like it.
It's a bunch of cowardice. Come on, designers. No, you can always do it except in this one situation. Our game's the best. I'm just kidding, guys. No, it's like, come on, guys. If I
could
can
be
do
wrong,
it
but I'm
anyways.
pretty sure like Dissonant Whispers doesn't.
I
Yeah,
failed
it's
anyway,
one of
so
those
it's fine.
things. It's the same as if you use wind to push someone and things like that. Like you can't, but I always will allow you to do it. I've even played in games with James Hake as a player where he goes, "Well, typically it wouldn't let you do this." I'm like, "Yeah, but this is a really hard fight, guys, that I'm throwing at you. I'm okay if you do it because I've balanced the encounter for you guys to be able to take the attacks of opportunity." You would be able to take it if it was conscious and could defend itself with more awareness, intentionally trying to not get hurt. So I might as well throw it in there. And that's Grant's rule spiel for the day. All right, guys.
I rolled an 8 damage, so it takes 4.
Oh, it took less damage than I thought it did.
Yep.
All right.
And then I die. I think I die. I end my turn.
No, you don't. It's turn. It's out of legendary actions. They replenish now that it's turn. Turns its face to Chispa, and Chispa, you're going to have to make a dexterity saving throw. Because you...
What's that's a 20?
You will take half of 54, so 27 points of damage.
Half of 54?
Yes.
Okay.
That's his breath weapon.
Cute.
Zap.
And that's its turn.
Nice.
And we go back to the top of initiative, and it is Rose's turn.
All right. I'm saying like the blue is in bad shape. I'm imagining like that's physically visible. And I want to position myself between the monster and blue. And as I go by, I just want to make a couple of attacks. It's probably like a bite attack and then a tail on the way past. I'm gonna try.
Okay. Yes.
Oh, that's the wrong dice. Sorry, I can't type. That was a really
A
nice number there.
D29. Some
19
Dungeon Crawl
plus
classics.
7, that's a 26.
19? That totally hits.
And the next attack I'll just roll by the same time, that will be a 19 dirty.
Also hits.
Nice. So that's 2d8 plus 3 for the bite attack. Which is 15 chompies. And I think it's 1d6 for the tail. Let me check that. My sheet. No, 1d8 for my tail. 7! So that's 10 total, so that's 25 bludgeoning and piercing.
All right. Yeah, you're ripping this dragon flesh golem to shreds as it's taking tail attacks, bite attacks, claw attacks, and it's going to use its legendary action to swat at blue. I got
I'm right there, you bastard.
Fine.
Blue, you take 15 points of damage. Are you unconscious?
I want to
All
make clear my comment was aimed at the monster, not at Grant.
That's okay. Even if it was, I've got thick skin. Dragon skin.
Got dragon high.
Yes.
Yep, we out. Did it bite me
All
or
right,
did it swat
so-
me?
It swatted you with its tail, which would have knocked you prone, but you fell unconscious as well.
Okay.
So,
Just fly across
with
the room.
that, it is now Chad's turn.
Okay, so Chad's going to once again fly over to it. I'm going to do a bad attack right up next to this thing. 10 feet away, my bad attack. It's a 19 hit.
19 definitely hits.
Nice. So that's that. So that's 18 plus. I'm going to use Arcane Jaw. When you score a hit with your bite attack, you can expend one spell slot to do bonus damage of your energy type, 2d6. My energy type is bludgeoning, but it's like magical, like
Yeah, for sure.
monks and stuff.
So, wait,
Most
so you
of
just
stuff.
bite on it and breathe on it real hard?
Just like bite and like breathe at the same time, like damp wound. The worst kind of wound. And then I'm going to use my tail attack to like swipe it, like. Yeah, that didn't work apparently. Oh. It's a 14 misses.
A 14 does miss.
Okay, and then as my bonus action, I'm just gonna like float there in my toga and have the lightning like hit me. It's like, and, like it's glistening.
I fear
It's like blows
nothing.
out your cloak as like a static
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
I
Just
gotta-
but
I
you're
gotta
on
get used
deck.
to that spell.
So let's see if the breath weapon recharges. That's a 1, so it doesn't. I'm going to continue trying to gnaw and claw at this disgusting golem because it's being super awful to my new friends. Got a nat 1 and a nat 20.
So you're gonna hit for a lot of damage.
I'm assuming the 1 doesn't hit.
The 1 does not. Automatic miss.
Yeah, just kind of figured. Wild guess. So that's going to be 2d8 for my chompers. Oh, and I do 4 because crit. Yes?
Hit.
Yes.
You can roll double the damage dice.
Okay. So that's. Let me grab my calculator because I can't do math. Roll
High level
again.
D&D. Bring a calculator.
Yeah, honestly. And then I get +3 because of the Primal Fury, which is great. So that's a total of 17 damage.
17 damage. He's looking rough. Yeah, he's looking, he's like, his eyes are kind of springy now. His neck looks like the Slinky dog from Toy Story. He's just like, I will avenge thee, father. And like Draymond somewhere in the back, I'm not your father. And like, yeah, this Dragonflight golem's pretty beat up. But he's going to use his tail attack to swat at Ro. 19 to hit.
Hits.
All right, 15 points of bludgeoning damage. I need you to make a strength saving throw, DC 19.
Okay. 18?
18 is not enough. It's a 19 DC. So you are knocked prone.
So I'm just like swatted again out of the air.
Yeah. And yeah, he floors you.
I could have gotten.
I just assumed you got up. Yeah, I just assumed you got up.
I just forgot. Yeah. I got back up. I get knocked down.
Well, Chumbawamba in here. All right, Blue, make a death saving throw. Oh, I refuse, Grant.
13. So 1 plus.
Plus 1.
The really
I
bad.
crit you. You're dead. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that. So it currently has its attention on Chispa, who just knocked his eye out of his socket. It's dangling, that kind of out of the socket eye kind of sees him and is like, that's not cool. Now your friend will suffer. And he turns to attack the prone Ro. So 24 to hit with its bite.
Hits.
I believe that's a 17.
Okay.
And then he claws. He gets advantage because you are prone. So instead of getting a nat 1, he got a 30. So that's another 13 points of slashing damage. And then he's going to swing his tail. I don't think he hits this time, though. He got a 14.
Oh, that misses.
Kind of dangles. You're like, ha 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 ha. Wait, I forgot. He has advantage because you're prone. Yeah, 30. So he hits for 15 bludgeoning. Gotta play fair. Gotta guard the fiction of the world by playing the rules correctly, as Eric Vulgaris would say. Killing all my characters. So alas, it is your turn now, though, Ro. Back to the top of initiative.
Hey, there's a side chat going on for what the hell we're gonna do when we have no healing in the group. Ro is just gonna have to savage as hard as she can. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the bite attack. Actually, can I use my bonus action first? And I want to look for a weakness, and then I'm going to use that myself by doing my bite attack after doing that. I wanted to buff the other players, but I'm going to use it myself.
Sometimes greed is the best course of action. And in this situation, it's tactics.
No.
Oh, doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit. But if anyone else hits, that 2d6 is yours.
And
can I move to like literally defend Blue with my actual body? Make myself as big as I can, wings out, just shield the corpse that's behind me of this blue dragon.
Yeah,
I'm not a corpse yet.
Like, I have no medical training. You look pretty dead to me right now.
This long dead, shell, desiccated husk of a blue dragon. Chad, you're on deck.
My long lost brethren of the lightning.
I don't even know this attack again. A quick mechanics question.
Yes.
My dragon is from Tome of Beasts, and I have the spell Conjure Minor Elementals, which lets me conjure a CR2 elemental. I have one in the Tome of Beasts Anubian. Would that be applicable, or do you just want me to pick from the Master Manual?
Yeah, although if this is like
it's CR2.
Yeah, it's one of these things where typically with like say conjure face spirits or conjure animals, typically the dungeon master gets to pick. Does it say the DM has the stats, or what does it say with the,
it says
the spell?
It says the DM has the stats, but it says you summon an elemental.
Yeah, and the way they've explained this, Jeremy Crawford on Twitter, is the DM picks.
Okay.
What do you want me to throw at him though? Because why not, right? What did you have in mind?
Well, I was thinking in the Tome of Beast, it's an Anubian, which is an elemental like chaotic evil.
I know those guys.
Dust Anubian creatures. But with conjure elementals, the creature is actually friendly towards us, and there's no like save to like go back.
Yeah, you summon them, so they're like, "What ho!" and they jump on, and they're wailing on the Dragonflesh golem now, and they're going to. Yeah, and they're going right now, and I have the Tome of Beasts, so just tell me what their attack modifiers and average damage is.
Let's see. Average damage, so attack modifier is 5, average damage is 6, and it gets a whole lot of like special like abilities and stuff.
Does it get multiple actions? What are some of the special abilities?
Multiple attack, 2 claw attacks. Only has a claw attack. The attack is like 6. 1d6 plus 3. And then there's like a Huboob, the Anubian creature, creature sandstorm, blah blah blah. It's like a radius, DC 13, and takes like 1d6 slashing damage, and then there's like a whole like moisture thing. Every 5 feet you need to move while touching water. That's harmful.
Well, I'll tell you this much: they ripped out whatever health was remaining in this Dragonflesh golem. Just a couple rolls and the multiple attacks. It has very little health left, and they're just going to the wall on it. We will fight for you, Master Chad. Yeah, you're the best.
Yeah.
Love it.
Bonus action: strike myself with lightning.
Woohoo! you strike them with lightning. Fight for your lives.
It's fight. That's my turn.
All right. With that, we move down to Chispa's turn.
All right. I'm going to try to attack him again. Do a big old chomp, big old slash with the claws. And that's a 16 and a 24.
24 definitely hits.
Excellent. So that's going to be my calculator. 16 damage. More champs. Just going right for the jugular. I'm so fed up.
Do we want to add the bonus from Charlie's tactical strike ability?
Yes, so that's another 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Going for stitches.
Okay. You're tearing the stitches apart. Its arms are kind of dangling. Blue, make a death saving throw. It swats at its tail at you, but it misses completely as I rolled a nat 1.
I rolled a 3, so that would have been.
Fail. Oh no. Oh
One
no.
plus one minus.
For its action, as it is. Yeah, go ahead.
Because that's relevant, can I inspiration that?
Yeah, you can inspiration it.
Okay, we're good. 17. I got 2 plus.
Cool.
If it's coming at me.
Its breath weapon does not charge, as it decides it's going to swing wildly at those surrounding it with all of its attacks. How many hit points do these little dudes have that are fighting him? It might even be larger than little, but he's gargantuan. Chad?
Well, that's
How many
right.
HP do your elementals have?
This is 1 because it's
Okay.
CR2, and it have 44. It has 44 health.
Okay, well now it has 0 as it the dragon uses all of its attacks on it and brings it down.
Nice.
But it is now Rose's turn.
Free round.
All right. I realized I've been doing this kind of wrong. I thought the multi-attack used my bonus action, so I've been missing out on attacks I could have been making.
That's okay.
But that's okay.
Take 'em now.
So, yeah, I'm going to take him now. I'm going to look for another weakness. I'm going to look at where Chispa's been chewing and we've all done damage to find a good tender spot. I'm going to come at it with my mouth, with my tail. That's 18. That's no good.
18 hits.
Does it?
It won't save on the DC, but it'll hit the armor class. His armor class 18.
Ooh. Nice. Good. Then that's my bite damage. 1d... No, hang on. I'm too excited. 2d8 plus 3. Very excited. And plus 2d6. Is 9.
Describe how you kill the dragon flesh golem as you.
I see all of the damage that has been wrought on this beast, and I see where the seams are coming apart, and I fly up, I grab onto its head, and I just twist its head off, inspired by Blue taking the head off of the armor earlier, and I just rip this monster apart. With, I imagine, like, Chispa's got a nice chomp on it down the other end to tether it. It's just like 2 feral dogs just pulling the thing apart. But classy dragons who are heroes.
Yeah, and what the artificial life leaves its eyes. As you kind of look at the parts that were used to assemble this dragon, you almost feel a kinship to some of them. Perhaps you knew some of these dragons before you were taken. And what has been done here is a horrible crime. With that, you hear some frantic calling out at the end of the hallways. And like, you fools, do not even think about proceeding. If you come forward, I'll kill you. I'll kill you all dead. Don't
Chad,
come forward. Please.
Check on Blue. Chispa, help me destroy this monstrosity. Just ignoring.
Chispa's already doing that. Chispa is tearing in and just roaring because in the Primal Fury, she kind of loses most intelligent thought. So she isn't focused on anything but absolutely dismantling this creature piece by piece.
They shall never have any part of you again.
Nom, 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 nom. Blue, make another death saving throw.
Oh, I was gonna. Nice.
Yeah. Go ahead, Chad.
Good.
That doesn't matter.
Okay.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go and give Blue mouth to mouth. Oh, muzzle to muzzle.
You lick his
We
wounds.
don't have lips. We can't,
Yeah.
You couldn't make a seal.
Let me lick his wounds. There, he's better. All right. Blue, you recover. If you all want to make a short rest and expend hit dice to heal, or whatever healing mechanisms you have, by all means do that. Now, Damon says that he insists that you do not come forward. He is not afraid to disintegrate you. He's not afraid to use powerful magics beyond your comprehension. You fool dragons! I've caught you once before! I will capture you again!
As everyone's taking this long rest, can I like go over to the door and like try and persuade him? And I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
Damon, it's me, buddy, Chad the dragon. Look, buddy, you hate it here. We hate it here. Why'd you want to do this? If it's not us, it's gonna be another bunch of dragons. Just come away with us. Come away
I
with me.
aspire to greatness, and you ruined my chance with those beautiful creatures earlier. I blame you, dragons, and not my stupidity and dumbness and sloth, halitosis, slouchy.
I'm gonna use my inspiration if I can to reroll that team.
Yeah.
Just run away with me.
Nat 20.
Not 20. Run away
Let's
with me.
do this. And then he's like, all right, we're going to run away together? Where are we going to go?
Anywhere we
want
want.
me down and kill me.
The sky's the limit, baby.
All right, let's do it. And he opens the door. And you notice he's surrounded by like an arcane orb. May I ride you, Chad?
I mean, we haven't even had like brunch or anything. Yes!
Well, time's a wasting. And with that,
turn around and do a pose.
Here's the question. Are the other dragons going to put up with these shenanigans? Or are you going to attempt to hold them? Because outside, it's essentially, you can see there's this beautiful atrium behind him. And then it leads to a room where Damon stays. But alas, the other dragons have the right to interfere if needed.
As far as I'm concerned, this is getting rid of two birds with one stone.
Yes, Blue, but what if there are others? Other dragons here?
I'll enslave them all!
You shut up. Chispa?
Have we rested? Is this...
Yeah, you can expend hit dice and get hits back.
Because that matters.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, that makes a big difference to some of us.
Yeah. I mean, Chispa said she was gonna eat him. Chispa just wants to eat him. So...
Alright, let's go for it.
Chispa,
Got your back, Chispa.
Ooh, let's see if she...
You see Ro just hold up claw.
Breath weapon recharges.
Chad, will you defend me?
Snakes her neck around so that it's going to hit Damon and not Chad, and just and does all the fire. Pretty please, because she's so fed up with this puppet. He's been pulling this shit for the entire time that they've been there, and he's nonsense. He needs to stop. And she only does 7 points of fire damage.
But that's
Not
okay,
all puppets are rude.
Blue and Ro also unleash their breath weapons.
I saw the call for the chorus. We're good.
Yeah, the cool.
Let's roll it initiative.
Alright.
Okay.
As the breath weapons are coming, it's like slow motion.
Yes.
I just
Chad and Damon embrace one last time. I always loved you.
You always have the cube you kept me in.
I got 11.
All right. He's got 22.
I got 9.
18.
Nice.
Alright, friends.
All right. So let me make sure I have this. So Damon is going on 22. Chispa's 18.
Mm-hmm.
And the initiative for Chad is 9.
Mm-hmm.
And for
Row
I
7.
don't think Charlie got a 43. Yeah, row 7. I was looking at the higher one. I was like,
That was my hit points.
what about blue?
I got an 11.
All right. So here's what he does. First things first. He takes a look at Chispa and he casts Maze. So
Holy
That's
shit.
rough.
That's rough. That's nasty.
let's talk about the Maze spell. So Maze is a
I'm
spell in
afraid.
5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. You are banished to a labyrinthine demiplane, and you will remain there for the duration or until you escape the maze. You can use your action to attempt to escape, which is a DC 20 intelligence check. The duration is 10
Too
minutes.
dumb for this.
So, and then
No intelligence modifier.
the next thing he does, since he is a special character, he's allowed to do a couple of other things. So the next thing he does, after taking his multi-spell action, is he's allowed to cast Chill Touch at... he casts it at row, but he misses completely. I rolled in that one again. But he has a bonus action where he can magically teleport to any space he can see within 60 feet, and he teleports off of Chad backwards, and he's kind of moving down the atrium. I'm going to put the map in Twitter for you guys. You guys would be at the southernmost end of this map. And with that, we move to, I believe, Chispa's turn.
All right. Grumbling, bothered, and just all in all upset at this bogus situation. Chispa's gonna try to escape and rolls an 11, so she just kind of slumps down.
Yeah.
This is
Disheartening.
bullshit. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Total shenanigans. That's why I cast it. All right. After Chispa's turn, it's Doodaddlers. That is secret notes that I've opened, not initiative. It is now going to be Blue's turn.
Can I get with
I
an
thought you was
eyesight of
dead.
it?
What's that?
So, Blue, can I get with an eyesight of him?
100%. Yeah, you can
Okay.
see him. Neener.
Blue's gonna like lift off the ground, fly as far as he can, and then take a very deep breath in, and is gonna cast slow on him and try to eat his time.
At what spell level are you casting it?
3rd, do you have a counter spell?
Yeah, he's gonna counterspell it. No! He uses his reaction. You are not better magical to the user than me, dragon.
Yeah, that's all I got then.
Okay, now you are eating through his spell slots. I'm going to add.
Yes,
He
no,
has
I'm
many
totally
spell
fine with
slots.
that.
Yes. And with that, I believe it is now Chad's turn. Chad, defend me. Protect me.
Damon, I'm coming. I'm gonna protect you. Fuck these other dragons.
And I'm gonna like 80 feet like fly towards him. And this be like, I'm here for you, Chad. And like fly like if I can behind him. Like, it's just you and me. It's just fuck you. And I'm gonna like bite on him and attack him.
Oh! Make an attack. He has an armor class of like 12 right now.
I horribly thought we were gonna have to try and kill Chad then. I'm so glad we don't.
FYI, I haven't been hit yet, so I have full health. So,
Yeah, I know.
okay, let's see. So I'm gonna bite attack. Douche. 12. I hit.
No!
also like to rules or something
Shield.
real quick?
He uses. Oh no, he can't use shield. What's that?
I just want to remind everyone, Maze is concentration. So each of these attacks that hits do need a roll.
Constitution
for
save.
concentration.
Yeah. Now he has the Warcaster feat too, so
Okay. Let
I
me
don't know
do
how
the
much
damage. Yeah, I'm gonna use my my arcane jaws as well, so it's gonna be more. So that's 14 plus 2d6 as I expand the spell slot. Boop. Okay. Give me 1 second. 2.
for my saving throws, I rolled a 19 and a nat 20 without adding any modifiers.
Okay, yeah. And then my tail is coming around. Let's see. Come on, tail. You can do it. You've always failed me. 22
Yeah, you definitely hit him again. Oof!
for 8 damage.
Oh.
Let my friends go.
Another con save. Come on.
So,
now.
Ethan, can you remind me how what he has to beat for his concentration?
Concentration is either 10 or half the damage.
Okay,
Whichever is
he
higher.
got it. He made it. I was actually kind of hoping it would end just because it's a little more interesting to have Chispa in using their dragony abilities as opposed to trying to solve a maze. Ro, you're up.
I have a question about maze. Can you fly out of the maze?
It's labyrinthine.
Just fly above it.
It's all encompassing.
Okay. It's a 3-dimensional maze.
Yeah.
It's a dragon maze on another plane.
3D chess.
Yeah. Holy cow, they're all pawns. They're all
So
looking
I
at me.
hit the ground running, and then I hit the air flying, because I move much faster when I'm flying. And I want to swoop down, and I'm going to use my repulsive breath, which is a DC 15 something.
He makes it.
Dex save, con save.
I rolled 19.
Okay, so you're going to take half of the damage from it. I think it still does damage.
Dex would be 26. Yeah.
I've lost my sheet.
I've lost my marbles.
Panicking. Lost my
It's
sheet.
not that easy being green. You get keyed out just like the screen.
Yes.
Sorry.
I'm just breathing out this repulsive gas. She quickly reloads to read what it does. Okay, it doesn't do anything. It's just a push, I think. Doesn't do any damage. And a 30-foot cone. So unfortunately, Chad, who's right up there, is going to have to do it as well. I think.
No! Friendly fire!
What am I making?
It's a dex saving throw versus 15.
Okay, what's the damage type?
It's no damage, you just get pushed 60 feet away
Okay.
from me.
See, dex save.
Oh, it's a strength save. I apologize. Strength save.
Strength save. Boop. Okay, doesn't work. Again, please. Okay, again, please. There we go. I got a 5. So
Okay, so you get pushed 60 feet away from me. So
Right off the
probably
building.
through Chad.
Oh, no.
Just keep going.
betrayal.
Not Chad, through the puppet.
Oh.
Sorry, Chad! I just wanted to knock him on his ass.
No! Atreyu! Sorry. You turned into Falcor. All right. With that, how much damage did he sustain? What was half of your damage?
It was no damage. There's no damage listed.
No
on it.
damage? Aw.
It doesn't say
All right.
any. I know. I'm kind of sad. But I guess if I push you 60 feet, that's a long way.
Yeah, that would be enough to. So his spell, what he's going to do is he's going to fire 3 green.
Oh wait,
rays.
and bonus action, I use my strategic thing. I would like to locate the flaw. Okay.
The flaw? Oh, you find
Yeah,
it.
it's just that next
He
time
has
we chomp.
he has a glass stomach. When you claw his belly, it'll spill out. So I need. It was Chad knocked prone and Rose flying.
Yeah, Chad was pushed back 60 feet.
Okay. Chispa's in the maze. Blue's stand flying around. Chad, make a dex save.
Why? Why?
There's a thin green ray is coming out of his finger.
Free.
Coming-
I do it. I got a free.
All right. So let's see this. So this plus 40, you take 76 points of damage as you cast Disintegrate on you. And
No,
how many do you have left?
my toga.
I have a bit left. I had like 90 hit points.
Okay, that's good. Because otherwise you would be dead and
Dead.
only a true resurrection or a wish spell would bring you back as you turn to pile of fine gray dusk. Yeah, so he disintegrates you. And there's a bonus action. Teleports far away to the other side. Chispa, see if you can come out of that maze.
This maze is totally bogus. I don't know like what's so good about it anyways, and it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that I can't get out. That's not my fault.
I like it. Oh my gosh. Chispa would love hanging out with some of the Invisible Sun characters that you'd fit right in.
Yeah.
All right. Next down on the list is Blue.
I'm gonna laser him. He needs to make me a deck save.
You can certainly try. All right, so he rolls a d20 plus 7. I've rolled like 10 nat ones this game. I know as a dungeon master I roll lots, but yeah, he fails. He has an 8.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, because we haven't seen this since the very beginning, but his horn arcs up, and then he like leashes a beam of lightning. 12.
Oh.
28?
28 points of damage?
20 points of lightning damage.
It hits him and he's just like, oh no, I hope I make it out the round. And it's Chad's turn.
Concentration save.
Oh.
Yeah.
Totally fails. I rolled a 2.
Just the zone.
Chispa returns.
I love you.
Yeah.
Chad, I believe you're on deck.
Yeah.
He's running pretty far away from you. He's like 90 feet away, at least.
That's okay. I can get there. Like,
Yeah, so you're like, no, I
Okay.
can find this fool.
I'm 80 feet. I'm just gonna like flop over. My toga's disintegrated. I'm just like,
Damon, why? Betrayal.
and I'm just gonna like flap my wings and like air's gonna like.
No, not
rustle around me.
necessarily. Yeah, let's make sure. Just because you were next to him, and then you were knocked 60 feet away, and then he
Mhm.
went 90 feet of the other direction. So that's like 150.
Sure.
You'll still be within range of your spells. All right.
Okay.
So
But I'm going to the wind blows around me, and I'm going to cast invisibility on myself, and then I'm going to just like fly up and like closer to him in a direction. But that's like 80 feet, so I'm not gonna like go to full.
Yeah.
yeah. That's my turn.
All right. With that, I believe it is now Rose's turn.
Okay, where is he in relation to Ro now? Because Ro was like in the middle of this tunnel where Chad was, and then Chad bounced
He's gone
the
back
other
inside
way.
to the.
Not
Yeah,
Chad, sorry.
Damon went
Chad
into
with douchebags,
yeah.
and it's just confusing my brain. Damon.
Damon's gone into the other. He's gone back into the building.
I am gonna just swoop around, and I see Chispa reappear.
Yeah. Hi.
Are you certain we still need to do this? Okay,
I don't go back on promises about eating people. So yeah.
Good.
I'm in.
I agree. And I'm gonna use my flight, and I'm gonna use my action to dash, so I can move 160 feet.
You're right up on him.
And for my bonus action, I look for a weakness.
You find it.
Good, I have nothing else I can do this round because I dashed, but I'm here.
All right. So now we go back to the top of initiative, and it's Damon's turn. He looks around, looks right into the camera, says, "I'll be back." And then he casts Dimension Door, and he's gone. Now, this laboratory and magical building is yours. It is now belongs to the dragons. There are no other beings that live inside here, and we enter what is called the loot phase. Since dragons don't have like bags and things on them, we get experience the loot phase of the game. So let's start, and I want everyone to roll 3d4.
There are no other dragon hostages or other magical creatures being harvested for their parts.
What was that?
There are no other creatures in here, right? Being like harvested for parts.
No.
Okay, good. You said 3d4? 2d4.
3d4.
I rolled 3 ones.
Ooh.
It's the mighty chorus claw.
Yes.
I got 11.
I got a 9.
Okay.
11 as well.
So let me just look at single dice. So Charlie will advance. Pro Restarter will advance. And Ethan, what did you roll on each die?
A 4, a 4, and a 3.
Okay, so each of you find a bunch of gold, platinum, silver, copper, etc. As you're looting this building, and each of you find, or Charlie and Pro find, items that match your obsession. So we talked earlier how you had certain obsessions, be it the taxidermied creatures from other domains or containers, but you also find these very, very powerful items. Now, I need Charlie and Pro Restarter to both roll 3d6s now.
Mm-hmm.
And Ethan, did you roll any 4s?
I rolled 2 4s.
Okay, so you also find a heap. So each of you find, when you add up all of the money that you found, it's easily over 30,000 gold pieces, right? So you guys have found and really looted this place. Yeah, this is where a high-level wizard lived.
Yeah, he's due back in 24 hours, by the way. Before we get to
How many hours has it been?
So let me take a look at this. So you continue to find Ethan, when you roll 3d6, let me know if you get any 6s.
I did. I got 1.
So okay, so both Charlie and Ethan's characters find extremely valuable objects that also match your obsession. We've scaled up. And this is even greater in value, where we're looking at the total hoard of the treasure is surpassing almost 40,000 gold pieces. Now, since you both rolled 6s, I need you both to roll 3d8s.
I'm enjoying the scale up. This is fun.
Yes.
How many? 3? Yeah.
Yes. Up.
1 8.
No weights.
All right. So, Charlie, you find another item that matches your obsession that's well over 10,000 gold pieces in value. This single beautiful thing. Now, what was your obsession?
My obsession was with this ship that had been lost in like a Bermuda Triangle that had like a legendary hoard inside of it.
Yeah, I imagine like initially you found like the original charter to the ship and like the deed to it. Then the second one you found, it was like the captain's pipe, peg leg, hook, and hat. Now this third one, it is like the hoard that belonged.
It's like a location stone. So it's literally like a stone that's going to locate where the ship is for me.
But we
In
gotta
the same
wait till
way
we
that
get to
we
higher
have
dice. Yeah, you're gonna
Our
find more like
locations-
clues. Well, yeah, that would be a very easy, video
Well, no,
gamey approach.
I've still got to
I
follow
come
the
from-
beeps.
Yeah. I was like, I come from the version of Elder Scrolls where you had to solve riddles and books you read, not just follow an arrow on the map. Come on. There's you'll get there. Charlie, I need you to roll 3d10.
No
Get a
chance.
10. Get a 10.
No chance.
Ah.
I saw
Yeah,
it, but it rolled straight over to like a 3.
Yeah, you didn't get a 10, but you do manage to find, a single masterpiece work of art that matches Chispa's obsession that can be gifted to add to the hoard. So, 10,000 overall, you guys amass.
A painting
what
of
was
the
that?
ship in the. It's a painting of the ship in the storm. Like it's part of this whole nautical display that they've obviously been amassing. And I've picked out the bits that are to actually do with the ship, and this is just a painting of the ship.
Yes. And it is very opulent. And so you've amassed well over 66,000 gold pieces worth of treasure in hoard. Now, the laboratory now belongs to the PCs. Stay tuned in days to come for part 2 of Dragonflight, when perhaps Damon and Lord Elliston the Shrewd return to reclaim their laboratory. And that's all we have. So let's go around to our cast today, see how we enjoyed playing through the Dungeons and the Dragons, of which our adventure had both. So let's begin with Blinn. How was it like to assume the role of Chispa and be a dragon and to play with us?
This was a whole bucket of fun. Had a blast. Love dragons, love dungeons, love being a dragon in a dungeon. So this is all of my interests in one area. So yeah, thanks for having me. This was super neat, and I can't wait for part 2.
It'll be great to have you back. I'll make sure I don't throw you in a maze next time. Although there will be more dangers ahead. And Pro Restarter, great to play with you again. How was the session for you?
Good, yeah, really enjoyed it. I'm glad I found a jazz flute now, so I can play sad songs about my lost love. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, no, super fun playing with everyone. It's the first time I've been playing with everyone, so it's really great. It was great playing with you, Grant, as well. So it's super fun. Yeah, I am Pro Restarter. I do a slew of stuff throughout the interwebs. You can catch me on my channel at Pro Restarter, twitch.tv/Pro Restarter, where I do RPG stuff as well on my channel, as well as a slew of stuff with other content creators. Tomorrow, I am on Unmade Gaming's channel at 1 p.m. EST. Doing some charity stuff. I'm playing some Monster of the Week, so be sure to check that out. Then straight after that, at 4 p.m. EST, I am with Grant, playing our Actuality Adventure, our surreal Invisible Sun game, where I play Fentacleon. And then a slew of stuff throughout the week as well. So be sure to check my Twitter at ProRestarter, see when I'm streaming, who I'm streaming with, and all that good jazz. Thanks for having me and putting up with my voice and shenanigans.
I wouldn't have had you on otherwise if we weren't going to get a voice and shenanigans. It was a 2-for-1 sale. What, why not? And Charlie, it was so great to finally, I think this is our first game ever playing together,
Right?
ever.
Yeah, we've been around but never played with each other. I've been really excited to get to play with Blinn and Ethan again. It's been really exciting to play with Pro for the first time. And we got to be dragons. This was the best time. Thank you so much, Grant, for DMing this and putting up with us being monstrous creatures tearing through your laboratory. I do stuff all the time. I play a lot of games. I'm really excited because Grant and I are going to be playing again in the future, in addition to the second part of this, because we have an Invisible Sun game coming up. I think that begins at the start of November. No, what month are we on now? Yeah, November. I'm really looking forward to that. We're the 4th game. I've heard rumor that it's going to be kind of a mystery-ish game, like really deep mystery. I'm very excited about that. But in the meantime, you can see me Mondays and Tuesdays on Scrassicus's channel, 1 p.m. for both of those EST. Wednesdays, I'm here, 4 p.m. EST for Warhammer, and then Fridays, I'm here for Roll Up at 5 p.m. EST. And I think this game is continuing next week in the same time slot, I believe.
I will confirm schedule.
To be confirmed. But we shall be back.
Yes.
And shout out to 2cGaming, of course, who wrote the Dragonflight supplement that we have been playing. It's going to be awesome. I think they're going to Kickstarter it. So keep an eye out for that and support it. They mentioned when they were on Roll Up that the best way to find out the most details was to follow the newsletter. So go to their website. I think it's 2cgaming.com and sign up there. Get all of that good information because it's so great. And it's so easy because it's 5e, but it's dragons.
Dragons! And as for me, my name's Grant Ellison. I'm an independent content creator for tabletop role-playing games with an emphasis on 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons and Cypher system. I'm running 4 Invisible Sun campaigns across 4 different channels. The game Charlie's going to play in is Grammar of the Dark, which deals with demons, mysteries, and the infamous organization known as the Vespertine, which seeks to remove the suns from the path of suns. Spoilers. I can be found tomorrow on Eric Vulgaris's Once Upon a Game channel, running Invisible Sun, the Star-Crossed Rose, and the Garden of Midnight. You can follow me on Twitter at WisePapaGrant. In order to keep track of my schedule, I play role-playing games online professionally 7 days a week on 9 different shows. I'm a producer for WebDM, so please follow WebDM on Twitch and YouTube. I produce their Twitch content. I will be interviewed on WebDM on Monday. They're going to talk a little bit about my career as a filmmaker. For those that have followed me over the years, you know that I've been nominated for Best Narrative Feature at South by Southwest. I've had films play in Sundance and sold in stores. And we're going to talk a little bit about my professional life prior to becoming a professional content creator for role-playing games. Thank you all so much. And let's have a wonderful evening, everyone, and enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. And remember, may the dice forever roll in your favor. Goodbye.